All right, thanks for staying with us. It's time to take a look at the headlines this morning. And of course, as usual, with us in the studio is a social commentator. Is also a journalist, Chris Kende Wandu. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
All right, let's begin as usual with the punch. Schoolgirl's abduction. Soyinka flays Buhari for attending Ganduje daughter's wedding. Nobel laureate says killer herdsmen must be brought to justice. Okay, Soyinka actually has compared Buhari's response to the Dapchi schoolgirl's abduction to that of Olusegun Obasanjo, who during the, after the 2000 bomb explosion that happened at the cantonment, went there and people were wailing, and he said, look, what do you want me to do? I'm not even, I shouldn't. I'd like to be here.
Yeah, it's true. It's a sad situation because it took some time for the president to make up his mind to visit the place. The same mistake the former president made during the Chibok crisis. And also, while this was going on, just like the Nobel laureate said, there was a wedding
in daughter's wedding in
people
Kano.
continue to say Ganduje. People continue to say Ganduje, but they forgot that the governor of Oyo State is also involved. So it's not just him.
Not just those two governors. The two of them. I mean, it was a roll call of
the daughter.
The creme de la creme of Nigeria's political class.
The daughter of, I think the daughter of Ganduje was getting married to the son of Ajimobi. So everybody, people were so happy that they should that. Then the take for me, then finally when the president got there, what has been trending now is also that the president got there and they laid the red carpet for him.
And the sort of response, the sort of defense that was put up by his media aides, Loretta are not chair, or so, saying that the president had the right to go to anywhere that he chooses to go.
That is wrong. He knows nothing about governance. You are the president of Nigeria, and people should feel your pulse at any given point in time.
But some people might want to say, look, how would you feel, having planned the wedding and all of that, and this happened, and the president was supposed to be a special guest of honor, and all the other people that were there, and they didn't turn up.
It could have been low-key. It could have been low-key.
Just like the vice president.
That's just like the vice president.
Done a low-key engagement.
Now we don't need all the noise about
Okay, let's move away very quickly from that one. Reps oppose Ajaokuta concession plan to amend privatization law. Lagos slashes land use rates. Talk about a listening government.
Yes, that was a cherry news from the governor of Lagos State yesterday. That goes to show that he's a listening governor, and the people have been crying and shouting, and I've said it. Don't forget, there's also been in this state some successful government that wouldn't listen. There have been some successful government in this state that wouldn't even listen.
So we shouldn't take it for granted that Ambode
actually did
what and see that some ground.
But just like Oliver Twist, the Lagosians are still asking for more. That governor, please come down this.
And they also think that it was slashed by half.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And they're still asking for more.
25, and that's the asking for more.
Can we just really, help the government help us? All right, Benue, a very sad one coming from Benue there. Benue buries 26, while 25 are killed in Kogi herdsmen attacks. It looks like the herdsmen are moving towards that direction now.
It's becoming a death too many. The president was just leaving Plateau State, and just as we just stepped into the plane, 25 were killed. And now in Benue, they are burying about 26 or thereabouts. Then it has moved to Kogi. And when it's in Kogi, that's nearer to Abuja. Kogi is just next to the FCT. So the message is coming clearer home. So the government has to just act immediately and put a stop. I'm sure that our security agencies should be able to know those behind this. I don't believe that it's beyond our security agencies. They should be able to put a cap on this.
Well, let's look at the Nation newspaper. A complete, different direction here. Buhari seeks peace over order of elections and budgets. We understand Saraki, Dogara were all at Asovila
last night. They were at the villa last night, and I think that they are trying to find a middle ground to be able to sort this out. Don't forget, the presidency and the legislature sort of the same party. irrespective of whatever everybody says.
Really, what should
that's
be
majority.
what should be that middle ground? Really? Because both sides seem to think this reordering or not reordering is not in my interest. From the presidency's side, it's not in their interest. From the legislature, it's not in their interest. What about the interest of democracy and Nigeria?
That's why politics is a very selfish industry. It's a selfish industry where everybody goes into play with something at the back of his mind, trying to survive instinct for them. They think that if theirs comes first, there's possibility that they will be able to get some. But don't forget that the problem has always been that majority, close to about 55 to 60% of members of the National Assembly don't get a return ticket. And it's true. Just go and check. Right from 1999.
Always starting afresh.
It's always starting afresh. By the time you go down.
And you know, Chris, I'm reminded of the words of a pre-Socratic philosopher whose name is Thrasymachus. He said, justice is only in the interests of the strong and the rich.
Of course.
Isn't that what we see?
That's what I say.
Can you still call it justice then? If it's only
for them, for them. To them, it could be justice for them. But what they've forgotten that we have 360 members in the House of Reps. We have 109 in the Senate. Then the presidency. Well, I know of the president and vice president. The others, members of the cabinet, are not elected. They are just elected, and so. To that, they should let's close to about 500, 600 people to an average of 180 million people. In respect of whatever they say they are representing, they should be representing our interest. We should be the ones talking, not them.
Not their own interest. Well, let's look at another headline here. Well, we talked about the Lagos, government land use charge. That's good news. CBN raises hope of NPC meeting. Central Bank of Nigeria's Governor Emefiele raised the hope of meeting the Monetary Policy Committee by the end of the month.
Yeah, that's a good one. And you know that the part of the problem we've also had, there's a council that's supposed to be supervising this and also other
setting the monetary rates, and that has been affected for a while now with the absence of
so with the absence of this, so if this can be sorted out, I think we'll be moving in the right direction.
Okay. All right. Otto is saying, look, this bloodshed is enough. Just as you mentioned it earlier, the government needs to do something.
Yes, I think so. But I don't know, sincerely. In as much as we blame the security agencies, I also don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the governor of Benue State have really risen up to this. You know why I say that?
How is it supposed to?
Look at what Fayose did in Ekiti State, irrespective of whatever everybody says. A governor is a governor, irrespective of whatever anybody says. Irrespective of whatever the law says, that there's a law that has been passed. It is your duty as the governor of that state to make sure that law works. Irrespective of whatever. As the chief security officer, the box stop on your table. It's not the president. Stop shouting the president. Even if the IGP is saying whatever, you have a right to protect your people.
As the chief
security officer.
Because really, at the end of the day, the question will be asked, what have you done?
It is him that will be, him that everybody will blame. So he should be able to be very dynamic and more creative in handling security situations in his state.
All right, let's move on very quickly to the Daily Sun. We can't get Biafra by fighting. That's, because that's Enyen Nwamodo, the Ohaneze president speaking there. Wise words coming from him?
Well, yes, he has always remained like that, even during the iPod
But really, do we really want to get Biafra? That's the question.
Well, you ask me as an Igbo man. It's a 50-50 question. Agitation is a common thing across the globe. Even if we go to Spain presently, there's a level of, you remember what is happening in Spain and the rest of them. I think not just, I don't think people really want to separate, but the fact is that they just want their voice to be heard. They want to be integrated in the system.
And they want justice and a sense of inclusion.
Justice and equity to take, and that's that. And what's that? And that is what the president of
And when there is injustice, you are likely to have.
That is it. Yes, if there is justice, equity, and fair play, the possibility of people agitating to move away will be very minimized, and I think that is. But violence, the way some of
it's not the way out.
Not the way out. It definitely is not the way.
All right, still staying with the Sun. Declare herdsmen terrorists. Wole Soyinka, Nobel laureate, saying there.
Yeah, he should, because you know why. I don't see, just the same way we just spoken about iPod now, and I continue to say it. I never had. I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but I need to be corrected. I never had at any point in time that iPod members killed a single person. Go and check.
And yet they were declared their
Go and read through the system. They have never for one day killed a single person. And they were declared a terrorist group. by the government.
And some are some are concluding that because the president has failed to do that, and that's why the herdsmen continue to kill.
Because even the statistics presently shows that Fulani herdsmen have killed more people than Boko Haram. They have killed. And
the lawmakers are saying there's a rider to that. Nigeria tilting towards a failed state.
It is already.
All right, let's move on. The other stories
David
here.
Umahi,
governor of Ebonyi State,
said it a few days ago that look, if the government does not, nail this at the moment, it may lead to national.
It could.
But the point is, hasn't it even gone beyond nipping in the bud?
It has gone beyond that.
Yeah.
And I think
decisive action
has to be taken. It has to be decisive.
All right, Lagos Assembly keeps mum as Ambode reduces land use charge. Okay, I'll sign death warrant to kidnap on kidnap convicts. Wike declares. And massacre in Kogi as herdsmen kill 32. Reps probe Fayemi over a Jaukuta steel complex. As a matter of fact, they've said they're not going to refer to him as honorable minister. So how will they refer to him then?
Mr. Fayemi.
Mr. Fayemi.
Yes.
So what they're saying is he has not earned their respect.
Yes.
Or he has lost.
He's not honorable enough. But if we look at it from the point of what the minister is saying, are we saying that the minister is not saying the right thing? He's doing the right. Everybody, as far as I'm concerned, the issue of Ajaokuta should be done with, because presently the way it stands, I don't think the government can be able to.
Well, they are saying the accounting firm, I don't know if it would be right for me to mention that particular accounting firm, has lost integrity, that it has a long list of, bad practice over the years, from India to the Middle East and all of that. And why is it the same accounting firm that you want to actually handle this?
Why don't they just give them the benefit of the doubt? If they failed in India, failed anywhere.
All right, there's a bold picture of Olisa Metu, spokesman, former National Publicity Secretary of People's Democratic Party, on wheelchair during his trial at the Federal High Court, Abuja, yesterday. The man has been asking to be allowed to go abroad to take care of his health.
All right, let's look at a This Day newspaper. And the This Day says National Assembly to proceed with plan to override electoral amendment veto by the president.
Yes, that's going to be a tough call, because they will need 2/3 majority of members of both chambers.
And they are already talking to one another.
Meanwhile, also
the
so-called pro, I would just use the so-called pro Buhari senators also are also doing their jobs. I think personally, I don't give a damn whichever comes first. As I have always said, the interest of Nigerians should be first.
Yes.
The interest of this shouldn't be.
It looks like we're gradually tilting towards the pro Buhari and the pro. Yes,
is
this Saraki or pro legislature?
Let's say pro legislature. Let's just narrow it to pro legislature. My own personal interest should be why my senator should.
Where does Nigeria stand in all of
13.5 million monthly?
That's a discussion for another day. That's a discussion for another day.
Exactly.
Yes. You can't be sure we're going to.
All right, Buhari commissions 50 billion naira.
Sugar
estate. That's great indeed.
That's a very big one.
Imagine how many jobs it will provide.
10,000 jobs
to 20,000. It's a very big one. It's a big one. I hope that we'll be able to sustain that. And but good enough, it's coming from the private sector. So I think the possibility of this.
So there is a sense in which we can say that the public-private partnership is working.
That is what I was talking about. Ajaokuta. That's what we need in Ajaokuta as well. That's what we need.
All right, a picture of the president and others during the commissioning of
the sugar
estate there. All right, that's it, and This Day.
All right, and finally from the Vanguard, beautiful picture. It's the first time I'm seeing the Vice President in any other color apart from the traditional black that we know him to wear, and of course his wife looking lovely, and the kids, his daughter and the son-in-law. Beautiful picture, really. Let's just say we wish them the very best as they get married. Low kid one, low kid. That's the kind of example we want from our politicians.
Yes, low kid, because due to the middle of the nation.
Yeah, and the prevailing mood too does not call for too much celebration.
No, it doesn't.
Bloodbath in Borno, Kogi Plateau claims 52 lives. Port Harcourt kingpin, militant general dies in gun battle with police. And jubilation as court jails estate agent 1,230 years. I almost shouted Chineke.
Multiple life imprisonment. But I believe it will
over 28 million naira fraud.
Yes, I'm sure it will run concurrently. But he will spend the better part of his life behind bars.
But again, you got to ask question of the justice in the system when someone who steals foul, gets 10-year jail term.
Well, this is not foul here.
No, 28 million is a foul. Is a chicken feed. Is a chicken feed.
You know what it reminds me of? That song by African China. Say Palmer with Chief or John Moore will be fight, and the big mouth that stole billions and the rest of them. It happens, and
it's the justice that we're talking about.
Justice is a very
okay. OPS, that's organized private sector. NBA, others kick as Ambode orders downward review of land use charge. Are we saying we should not pay a dime?
Yes.
Is that what they're saying?
The NBA is still saying that 50% and 25% is
not
just
enough.
Way too high for them. I think there will be some level of negotiation and they will be able to come to bet that they will pay higher. I don't think, because Lagos is turning into a mega city.
It
and
is.
They need funds.
Well, they're saying it's already a mega city. That's a done deal. It's going into a smart city. Smart city is what we want to try to
That's
achieve.
a wonderful. I'm just hearing that for the first time.
Oh, really?
That's a lovely one.
That's why I'm here. It's my job.
It is your job. Thank you for informing me.
All right, Chris Nwando, thank you so much for joining us
me.
on the review of the papers this Friday morning.